Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new box office breakdown show here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinnenberg. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings in this show every single Tuesday. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below, what did you see this past week in theaters? What are you going to see this upcoming week in theaters? As well as what are your overall thoughts on the box office? Can Avatar how do you feel about their run getting to $2 billion? Let me know in the comment section. Like the video as well. So today's gonna be a bit of a different video. Today we'll do a usual first part, which will be this past weekend. We're gonna bring down the domestic top 5 of January 20th, January 22nd. And then instead of going through 2022 box office worldwide and domestic, it seems very repetitive. Other than that, we're just going to check on the all-time numbers for Avatar, how it fits in all-time domestic and worldwide. And that'll be the video today. So that's how we're going to do things today here on this box office breakdown. So let's get into this past weekend domestically from January 20th to January 20th to January 22nd. And that's where, once again, in its 6th week of release, Avatar, The Way of Water is in first place with another $20.1 million, only dropping 39%. And it's up to 598.4 million domestic. That's based on those numbers gathered by Monday. Great. Again, Avatar The Way of Water doing fantastic domestically. We'll talk about how it needs to get to Top Gun Maverick territory when we get to the all-time domestic numbers. But still, these are really small drops for this big of a movie. But this upcoming weekend will be the last weekend that Avatar The Way of Water will have all of the IMAX screens, as M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin will be the first movie of the month of February, and that will also be the first movie in 2 months to also have IMAX showings going on at the same time as Avatar. So Avatar, I think, will still maybe have some IMAX screens, but the majority of them will go to Knock at the Cabin at the beginning of February. So it could be the last weekend for your movie theater that they do show Avatar The Way of Water. So definitely that's another tip for you guys. But that is going to be 7 weekends here domestically where Avatar The Way of Water will be the only movie playing on premium screens. Really, you never see that in any movie in any era. So huge numbers there. In second place in its 5th weekend is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, only dropping 18%. Getting another 11.8 and a $126.7 million domestic total. Great numbers for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This movie started to jolt up for some reason once it hit PVOD. And this film, I think, for the last 3 weekends, has been available to rent or purchase on premium video on demand now. Those are very high purchases. I think they're $29 purchases and $20 rentals. But still, these are really good numbers for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It's dominating. It's been #1 on iTunes since it's been available to rent or purchase on iTunes. So it seems like the return of the Shrek franchise will be coming back, as the reports that Shrek 5 has already been written. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and Avatar The Way of Water, of course, both films nominated at some point today during the Academy Award nominations. In third place in its 3rd weekend, this is also, so again, Avatar from Disney, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and now Megan from Universal. Megan making 9.7 in its 3rd weekend, dropping 47% in its 3rd weekend. It actually added 23 theaters this past weekend, but it's up to $73.1 million domestically. Again, these are fantastic numbers for Megan. The budget was around $10 to $15 million. So even on its opening weekend, it broke even. It's beyond now making profit. The sequel has already been announced. This film is everywhere. It does need $27 million more to get to $100 million. So we'll see. There's not a lot of competition. Again, Knock at the Cabin, we'll see if it takes away a lot of the horror numbers for Megan, but still great numbers for them. The only new release to hit the top 5 this past weekend is a Sony film, and that is Missing, which opens to $9.1 million in 3,000 theaters. And these are not break the bank type numbers, but this actually is an improvement from this is the standalone sequel to the film that came out in 2018 during Searching. the 2018 film Searching. This is the sequel to that film. And that movie came out in 2018, when, of course, we were not even in a pandemic, and Searching opened to $6 million. So this is a $3 million opening improvement for Missing over Searching. So that's, again, a positive. Again, not too much of an expensive film. And most of the film takes place via a computer camera. But it's gotten some very good, Rotten Tomatoes has very good audience scores, but on Cinema Score, it's around a B, which isn't great. So we'll see. It's going to be really interesting to see what Missing's big drop-off is, as there's no really major releases hitting theaters next week. Sorry, this upcoming week. So we'll see what happens to Missing. And staying in the top 5 at $8.8 million is A Man Called Otto. It's in its 4th weekend of actual release. Its second week of release in wide release. Did not lose any theaters. Got 8.8 and a 31% drop in its 4th weekend. It's playing in 3,800 theaters. And A Man Called Otto is up to 35.1 domestic. So again, very good numbers for A Man Called. Solid numbers, not great numbers for A Man Called Otto. They kind of releases at the limitedly right before 2023, I think, hoping for some Oscar hopefuls. But obviously, this film had nothing to do with award season this year. Let's keep going on the Avatar mark as we break down the all-time numbers, domestic and worldwide. Avatar is now number 13 all-time domestic. It's at 599.9. It's really $600 million. It needs 8 million more domestic, which it probably will get to pass Incredibles 2. It needs $20 million to pass Star Wars The Last Jedi domestically to get to number 11. To get to number 10 all-time worldwide, and it still needs another $23 million, which it looks like it will get. It just got $20 million this weekend. It's its last weekend in premium screens. We'll see if it actually makes an uptake for more people who have not seen this film yet on IMAX to go check it out. But it needs $23 million domestic to break into the top 10 all-time worldwide. As I said, that would pass Incredibles 2. Star Wars The Last Jedi. At number 10 is The Avengers. As I said, Top Gun's a long ways away. Top Gun Maverick's at number 5 all-time domestic with 718.7 million. So Avatar would need another 118 million domestic, which I just don't see coming. As we have February, bigger movies are coming out every weekend. But still, great numbers for Avatar, but it has a good chance to get into the top 10 domestic, if not this weekend, more likely the following weekend. But when we look at all-time worldwide, Top Gun's the one looking into the top 10. Avatar: The Way of Water is at number 6. It's at 2.025 billion. As we said a week ago, it would get to this point. Avatar: The Way of Water is now the 6th $2 billion film of all time, with 3 of them being James Cameron films, with Avatar being number 1 of 2.9 billion. Titanic at number 3 with 2.2 million. We can go through all the $2 billion films. So you have Avatar 2.9, Avengers Endgame at 2.79. You have Star Wars Titanic at 2.207. Star Wars The Force Awakens at 2.064. Avengers Infinity War at 2.048. And Avatar: The Way of Water at 2.025. So worldwide, it is looking very close to, it should be passing by the time I talk to you, if not this weekend, the next week, the following week, then it should be able to pass Infinity War and Force Awakens to become the number 4 movie all time. I don't think it needs another $200 million to get to Titanic at number 3 on the all-time numbers. But it's kind of funny. Zoe Saldana, the actress, she is in 5 of the 6 $2 billion films that she was obviously Gamora in Endgame, and 4 of the movies, Infinity War and Endgame, and being a part of Avatar as Neytiri. So 4 of the 6 movies Zoe Saldana is in the $2 billion club, which is very cool as well. So we're going to keep track of these lists to see if Avatar next week, it needs around 23 million worldwide to get past Avengers Infinity War. As I said, even Spider-Man No Way Home did not join the $2 billion club. So it's truly amazing, the numbers for Avatar: The Way of Water. So as we are moving into now, this is the last weekend already of January. Really flew by, in my opinion. This upcoming month here, But Infinity Pool, I believe, is the name of the movie that is coming out in theaters. It is hitting theaters this upcoming week. It's not in wide release with Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth. A lot of the big movies this weekend are actually streaming, which all have reviews for You People hits Netflix on Friday, as well as that new Jennifer Lopez, Josh Duhamel, Amazon Prime film. So next week's show, we're going to break down that week's box office as well as the all-time numbers. And we're also going to preview a very busy month of February, which includes our first really big movie of the year, which is Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, coming out midway through the month. So we're going to break down February. We're going to break down the all-time numbers and the box office next week. More videos on this channel. Yesterday, I did my review of The Last of Us episode 2. So my schedule works every Monday, do a spoiler review of The Last of Us. Every Tuesday, this box office show. Every Wednesday, spoiler review of The Bad Batch. I'll be doing the next episode tomorrow here on this channel. And you should have 2 movie reviews by the end of the week, either Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, or Saturday, Sunday, of the new movies that are hitting streaming service this upcoming weekend. So plenty of videos to come. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys soon.